Economics class 101. So I'm sitting there learning all about the law of diminishing returns, which says that the more effort you put into something, the more results you're going to see, right? Except only until a certain point. And after that point, more effort is not going to yield better results. And I was like, aha, I want to apply this concept to my content creation. I want to know exactly how much content should I be creating that's going to yield the optimal amount of results. And I want to know what that optimal sweet spot point is for content creation. So that's what we're going to talk about in this episode. And I'm also going to introduce you to a concept called the minimum effective dose, which is going to help you find that content sweet spot. So let's go. Hey, I'm Salma Jaffrey, and you are watching Content Marketing Tips, the weekly show to watch for authentic marketing advice that you can use in your business right away. Sometime back, I wanted to buy an online course, and it was a great course. I love the content, I love the presenter and everything. But what happened was that as soon as I signed up to receive these emails about the course, my inbox was flooded. I started receiving something like 20 emails, okay, and like 3 or 4 emails per day. And so like 20 emails per week. And all those emails were like, okay, buy from me, buy now. Okay, limited time offer. It's going to expire. Buy. And you know what that did? It superseded my threshold for receiving emails from this person. It was just a few emails, way too many, and I actually ended up not buying the course because of my inbox being flooded by this person. And so often when we're thinking about creating content and we're thinking about how much to create, how many emails to send out, how many social media updates to write, how many blog posts per week, how many videos to create, we often wonder, okay, what would be the sweet spot that we want to reach? So how much effort do we want to put in that's going to attract, keep on attracting people? And at what point are people going to start to get annoyed? So to answer this question, I turned to one of my all-time favorite authors, Tim Ferriss, and inside his book, he mentions a concept called the minimum effective dose, the definition of which is the minimum effective dose, MED, is defined as the smallest dose that will produce a desired outcome. So anything beyond the MED is wasteful. And he gives an example of boiling water. So as you increase the temperature, water starts to boil. When you reach 100 degrees centigrade, water is boiled. Now, a higher temperature will not make the water more boiled, right? So that is a waste of your extra resources. So turning up the heat, maybe you could use that extra heat for some other thing to cook something else, right? So similarly, when you think about your content marketing and your content creation effort, how much is going to actually contribute to getting you more traffic, more subscribers, more views, more watch time? And at what point are people actually going to start to be turned away because it's just too much and it just becomes overwhelming and goes into noise territory for them? A lot of people in the industry have actually experienced this. So Michael Hyatt, who's a really popular blogger, used to blog 5 times a week, and then he scaled back his production to just a couple of times a week of putting out new content without a significant decrease in his traffic. Laura Roeder did the exact same thing. She cut back on the number of content created, and it was absolutely okay. It did not affect business in any way whatsoever. So all of these examples tell you that more is not necessarily always the best thing to do. So how do you actually find that sweet spot? How do you know? So the good thing is that everything in content marketing is measurable. Because you have a digital strategy in place, you can actually measure the results of everything that you're doing. So in your when you're writing blog posts, you want to turn to your analytics and you want to see that every time you publish, is there a significant increase in views? Is there a significant increase in subscribers? And if not, then more content is not necessarily going to get you more results. Then that means that you need to maybe perhaps up your promotional effort a little bit more and get that content seen by the right people. Similarly, Say, for example, you're making YouTube videos or any kind of videos, and you want to watch the drop-off point, right? So people are watching, and then perhaps at the 4-minute point, suddenly there's a drop-off, right? So that sort of helps you gauge, okay, how long your video should optimally be. So the point where you start to see negative returns on your content creation is your point where you have to realize, okay, this is enough. I don't need to put in more effort at this point to get better results. I need to optimize at this point, at this optimal, at this MED level. And I just, I like to work smarter, not harder, right? So I really love this concept because it is the epitome of finding the best use of the resources that you currently have and not letting anything extra and just not wasting resources. So you have limited time, you have limited resources, put them to the best use and get the optimal results that you possibly can. Pay attention to your analytics. That's really the key point here. Pay attention to what the data is telling you and stop with the creation, stop with that effort, find the optimal sweet spot, and that is where you want to know how much content you should be creating, how long it should be, and what number of posts you need to hit that sweet spot for your audience. As always, if you enjoyed this episode, leave a comment below and don't forget to subscribe to have a video sent every email to your inbox. salmajafri.com/subscribe is the link to go to. And when you go there, you're going to get my free blog promotion checklist, which you can download. Also, I want to let you know that I have a content strategy course out. So if you enjoyed the tips in this episode, you're going to love the strategy template and the checklist inside that course. So I encourage you to go check it out. I'll drop in a link here and you can go and watch that. So thank you so much for watching. Until next week. Oh, man, this is heavy. How is this the minimum effective dose here? Okay, let's see. Do as little as needed, not as much as possible. I have this quote.